Hello and welcome. My name's Daniel Cuming and this is your Rune Reading. It's actually the first reading I've done in quite a while. If you follow me on my socials, I actually haven't had a house in the last 12 months or so. I've been traveling a bit and doing different things. So it feels really good to land, to have this beautiful space that I've set up, and to actually start doing some consistent readings. And this is the first one. So if you haven't done a reading with me before, what I'm going to get you to do to start off is just to close your eyes, take a nice big breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Nice big breath in, soften the belly. And as you exhale, drop your shoulders, let go. Good, you can do one more if you like. And what I want you to do is to really focus in on what area of your life you want to know about at the moment and what kind of runic energies are playing out in that. So it's not going to tell you your future, but it will show you what's kind of governing what's happening at the moment and what energies are in play. Because what we want to do is find out what we can do about it, right? Find out where we're heading and what we can do about it. And that's what the runes will help you to do. Now, you're going to pick either 1, 2, or 3. You're not going to think about it too much. And you're going to ask for what you really want to know about, not what you think you should know about, but what you really inherently are desiring to know about at the moment. So take one more nice big breath in and out. 1, 2, or 3, choose. And with that in mind, I'm going to start with number 1. So stick with the number that you've chosen. So with number 1, we have Ingwaz, Ansuz, and Yera. So Ingwaz is this idea of separating from that which doesn't serve your goal. It's a period of rest, a period of gestation, digestion, and it's kind of the in-between state. So it's the cocoon of the caterpillar, butterfly kind of evolution. Ansuz is this idea of communication and eloquence and wisdom and putting something into a way that's thought out. So not just blabbering out something, it's inspired. It can be premeditated, but it's the idea of that flow state which comes from really knowing your craft, I guess, but also taking time to put it into a more eloquent way. So it's a lot about communicating well. And Yera is about timing, and timing in the way that you understand how timing works for whatever you're trying to do. So if you're planting a tree and you need it to grow, whatever you do is not going to make it grow any faster, but you still need to water it. So what it's saying is there's something that you're doing at the moment. It could be to do with art, it could be to do with communication, but there's this in-between state at the moment. So what it's saying to do is to kind of plant some seeds at the moment in that you can harvest it later. So it's saying not rushing into whatever you're doing. So if you're undertaking something at the moment, it's saying to really get good at communicating it. And there's that saying that we don't really know something until we can communicate it. For example, the runes, right? For years, I thought I knew what the runes were or how I perceived the runes. And then I remember one of the first times someone asked me to explain what runes were. And I stumbled over my words and I realized that I hadn't articulated it. So articulating something can be the next level of something. And maybe it's time, maybe you've been learning something. So maybe you're learning something brand new and it's saying to like plant the seeds now, don't rush it, and it'll sprout fruit. But if you have been with something for a while, maybe you're entering a new stage now where you need to in order to go from caterpillar to butterfly, to cocoon yourself a little bit and really start to learn to articulate it or put it into some poetry or put it into some art, or because art is such a unique way of expressing something that maybe can't be put into words, because it's the tricky thing. How are you supposed to put into words something that can't be put into words? So yeah, that's at least trying. Some things we can't put into words, but I think the act of trying is the important part, just doing your best. And yeah, again, it doesn't have to be words, it can be art of some sort, but also understanding that things take time to grow and to have patience, and to understand that principle and to tend to your garden. So I hope that made a bit of sense. So that's number 1. Number 2. Okay, we have Ehwaz, Laguz, and Perthro. So Ehwaz is all about partnership. So this could be partnership with a romantic partner, with a friend, could be a business partnership, could be a partnership with yourself, with your body, with your divine, your spiritual path. Ehwaz is closely linked with the Norse Vilja, which is kind of like this guardian entity, the Valkyrie, kind of guardian angel, kind of, it's called daemon in Greek. Anyway, it's to do with partnership and trust and loyalty to that partnership. And Laguz is about growth, but growth through venturing into the unknown. So Laguz means like a big body of water. And so imagine that big body of water is so deep that it's just, dark and black. You can't see what's underneath it. So it's telling you, especially with Perthro, which usually means kind of lot, like a good luck, good roll kind of thing, is saying you to take your chances and venture into the unknown, because the unknown is where magic happens. You need to leave space for magic to happen. And it's saying that there's a lot of growth that can happen through this partnership. And Perthro especially is asking you to let go of any attachment to what you think it should be. Obviously, to prepare for the journey. So if you're venturing across a big unknown body of water, you want to make sure your ship is ready to go. You've got what you need for the journey, but not to take too much time, and to just trust in the unknown. That's the big thing that I'm getting from this, just to trust in the unknown and where you're going. And I'm not saying there won't be bumps and storms or catastrophe possibly, but what it's saying is that this is an essential part of your journey, and there's a lot of growth in this, and to leave space for the magic to happen, because Perthro is what happens in between the gaps. It's the things that happen behind the scenes while you're not looking. So you can be looking and have your guard up and looking at all the things, but what it's saying is that it's going to happen in the blind spot, it's going to happen in the unknown, so just trust it, prepare for the journey, and just ride the waves a little bit. So yeah, something to do with partnership, a lot of growth in the unknown, but not to be silly about it, and not to make sure that you have your rations and your bag packed and all that sort of stuff, and you're prepared for the journey, and just to be with the unknown and be with the parts that may not be your norm. So to enjoy the process. So that's number 2. Hope that resonated. Okay, so number 3. We have Dagas, Raido, and Hagalaz. Dagas, Raido, and Hagalaz. So Dagas is all about seeing the bigger picture. So Hagar, running over my words today, it's been a long day. Dagas is seeing the truth, but it's seeing the big picture behind what's directly in front of you. So I don't know if you've ever kind of looked past something and it kind of things gets blurry, or when you cross your eyes and things. So it's taking in the whole picture, but looking at it from a different perspective. Raido is all about the vehicle, but the vehicle in that the vehicle is suitable for the purpose, right? So someone else's idea of a vehicle, or what the right thing is, may be completely right for them, but it may not necessarily be right for you. And Raido is all about doing little things a lot, so little things consistently. So Raido is all about taking small steps, but being consistent with them and building up momentum, because Raido is all about your little rituals and that rotation and getting into that motion so you can keep moving, and so it's not such a grind to push, because anything that you're doing that's new, you're going to have to start pushing. But once you get the speed up, momentum, that's what and it's asking you to check on that, because Hagalaz is, other than it being a big catastrophic hailstorm, similar to the Tower card in Tarot, it's asking you to restructure. So Hagalaz is this idea that the entire tree grows from that small seed, and the pattern for the growth of that whole tree is in that tiny little seed. It's like its DNA. And so it's asking you to really take a look at what patterns are in motion at the moment, and are they still serving you? Because, you know, we can start off in our journey with a clear intention and clear goal, and then we veer off our path, and that's not a bad thing. Often that's what's supposed to happen, right? Like, you know, the path to enlightenment is, it's not straight, it's all over the place. But maybe it's time for a check-in and to really evaluate, is this vehicle that I've been journeying in, this car that I've been driving, is it still the right one for me? Have I serviced it in a while? And am I still driving in the direction which I intentionally ventured out on? And if I'm not, is this where I want to be going? Why did I venture? And what structure do I really need to view at the moment? Because, you know, you might be fine, and that's a good thing as well, if to have a little check-in and to know that your car's all right. But there's something that's saying that you're looking at what's directly in front of you rather than the bigger picture. And if you don't evaluate this, then, you know, your higher self or the universe or the divine or whatever you want to say is kind of going to step in, is going to do that for you, and probably not in as nice a way that you would do for yourself, or as a graceful way. So it's just saying to get your car serviced, maybe literally, but really see what patterns are driving you at the moment. What's the motion that you're in? What's the momentum that you're in at the moment? And yeah, is your vehicle suitable? And to not look at things as good, bad, right or wrong. And especially if your path at the moment is highly influenced by others, because, you know, for them it's right, for you maybe not so much. And it could be on the reverse, you know, maybe you've got someone in your life that, you're doing a similar thing with. So yeah, big picture, look past what's directly in front of you. Where are you going at the moment? What's moving? What's not moving? And is it moving in the right way, in the right direction, in the right vehicle? And to just check yourself at the moment, just to see, are your patterns suitable for where you're wanting to head? And if not, what can you do to start putting things in place to make that happen before your higher self steps in and, does it for you? So 1, 2, 3, I hope it has resonated for you. Thank you for watching. Please share this with someone if this has helped you. Please comment below. I'd love to hear from you if this resonated. If it didn't resonate, if you've got any questions or anything to say, please hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying what I'm doing. Runeyoga.org is the main place you can find everything. Otherwise, you can find me on my social media in the links below. Again, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Ryan till Runa.